Hi, my name is Amanda, and I did a group project with Marvin, Jean Dennis, Peyton Longo, and Jake Sundahl, and our film was called The Follower, and it was also a horror film. And for the first question was, how does your project use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? So to answer this question, our film uses a lot of the same type of horror conventions where it's like kind of like a fear of the unknown. And since he's being followed since the beginning of the film, it kind of shows you like he had an idea that something was going on, but nobody really believed him. And it also goes along with different like social like groups and issues like throughout films where it's silent and you're like sleeping and someone's watching you, and that's kind of like a common thing throughout different like paranormal activity movies, The Conjuring, like where it's like starts off like super dark and then it like pans into like you can see the person but like the scary person, but the person who's being followed or stalked doesn't. And I think that really like helps represent that part of the genre and different conventions along with that. And then for the second question, how does your product engage with audiences and how will it be distributed as a real media text? So I believe that our movie really engages with audiences because it goes along with a lot of the other type of horror movies. As I said in the first question, I feel like it's something people are super familiar with because it's kind of something that's more common, like someone is being followed and it's like scary and it's dark and it takes place in a bedroom and a closet scene. And I just think it's something that's like super common. So I think it really will engage people in the audience, especially in the first scene when the hand is shown. I think it's like super known that like something is there. And you can tell when me and Jake, who's the main character and I was in the first scene, are kind of like going back and forth, you can tell that something is happening. And I think that could really pull in the audience to as if like what is actually following them. And I think that's a really good grabber. And this could be distributed as real media text, as it could be released through many different things, and it's common and it's real life, and it's just easier to go along with because it's realistic. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? So this is actually funny. So I would answer this question in a certain way because for the first couple weeks, we didn't really start like how we were supposed to. So when we started off, we were really rocky around the edges. We actually changed the whole beginning of our movie, the idea of it, because Miss Sabala gave us a really good idea to make it more of something like a boyfriend and a girlfriend are fighting and she doesn't believe him. So our skills really developed by noticing the changes that needed to be made. And we started off by like having really horrible like camera shots and they just weren't clear, they weren't good, the transitions were bad. And we really developed into making it more of a scary film than something that's like super predictable. And although our masked figure really could have had a lot of work, we did try our best to make it more hidden because in our original cuts and scenes, it was super obvious and it was kind of just like, it just wasn't good. And we really developed as a group to help create the best thing that we could put out there to our best ability. And I was really proud of how we actually developed throughout this project and like working together and creating a script and scene and all the changes we made with all the positive feedback that we received really helped us. So, and how did you softwares, hardware, and online in this project? So we used my phone to actually film the movie firsthand, and it was actually really funny because as we were filming, my phone would really focus on like the dust in the background, and I think that really helped create more of a scary feel and like the horror genre. And we also used iMovie, which to put the movie together, and we used different transitions on it, like the dissolve, and we were able to cut things and edit and trim. And that was like a perfect use of the technology, and we used a ton of different lighting, and we edited, and it was just perfect. We were able to use the technology to create our movie as a whole, and that's about it.